My
Are we
friend,
live?
yes, we are. I did it on my end. Hey,
What the hell is going on with Restream today?
I have no clue, but those tech issues happen all the time. So I just want to make sure that I am live on my profile. Um, because yeah, sometimes I don't know. Maybe it says I am.
Okay, you're live. You're live.
Yay!
Yay! Oh my
you
gosh.
got
What the heck?
you got the notification right. Okay, so full disclaimer, y'all. We were like, this thing is not going live. This thing is not going live. What's going on? So, lucky enough, we try to figure these things out as we go, and we learn in the process. How about that? So, happy Saturday! Yay!
I'm awake now, people. Let me tell you. Oh my goodness. Wait, so this is funny. I don't know. Okay, this will be a good test to see if I actually have control then if this thing wasn't working for me,
Ooh,
let's just test.
okay,
Okay,
y'all
okay,
bear
no.
with us.
I have controls on this side. It just wouldn't let me go live. Huh.
Have
Hmm.
no clue, no clue.
Hmm.
But you know what? We are live. Happy morning. Hey, Omar. Thank you so much for tuning in, y'all. It's a beautiful Saturday day. Well, I mean, it's still hot here in Texas, but hey, it's beautiful. I know we have so many things going on. I know so many of our friends are out there exploring the world, and we're just so lucky to have you here today. So thank you so much. Hey, Jody. I love where you were this week. I know you're busy traveling and exploring the world, but at your picture. Thank you for sharing that. It's like we live vicariously through people. I love
Yes.
it.
100%. Oh my gosh. Well, that picture of her on the mountaintop, she's like, I love hiking. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the idea of hiking right now in 100 degrees is like, no, it's
It's
just not
it's
happening.
suffocating like humidity here, right? But hey, that it is what it is. Hi, Pravir Chakraborty. I hope I did not butcher your name.
That sounded good. I'm going to
Yeah.
say it sounded good. You even
Well,
had that little trill there for them too. Like, that's
the
good.
Borte, yes. I remember I have a lot of friends from the other side of the world, and they luckily they taught me a few things. So hi, Jasmine, nice to see you here. Thank you so much for joining us. But it's fantastic. So, see, how's your day been going so far?
It was
Good
great
morning.
up until like 2 seconds ago.
We live
They were-
and we learn. Look at all. Hi, Mr. Mike Asher Bennett. Good morning to you. How are you? Lovely to see your face. Everywhere I go, it pops up.
yeah, sure.
So
But fancy seeing you here, sir.
I know, right? I mean, I was just talking to you like 5 seconds ago. But anyhow, I'm so excited about today's show, Sia. I cannot wait to dive into it just because we have two amazing guests who will talk to us about what the animation world and inclusion, diversity, so many of the things that, we live and breathe and are dear and near to our hearts. So, how about we roll the intro and get this party started? How about y'all?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Hey y'all, welcome to my corner. This is your girl Raquel, aka Raki. Step into our world of connections where I'm a proud Hounds of Business Pack leader, which is a community of entrepreneurs committed to sharing positivity, growing together, and never forgetting to inject some fun. Get to know amazing people in this safe space, so come and join me in my connection corner. Hey, hey, hey. She's like, I ain't dancing today. You'll get a head bob from me.
Mama is so focused on trying to figure
Oh
out what the hell. I'm actually like in the process, like sending a nasty little, and nothing worked for
my
me today. Okay, they're probably tired of hearing.
Well,
Restream probably
lucky
knows
for
me by
you.
first name.
Lucky, a girl, yes, I'm sure they do. But lucky for you, you have a stellar student. So thank you, Master.
Oh no, no, girl, I'm so glad that you're running this, and yes, please, please replace me. Please
All
replace
right.
me.
No, no, not replace you. Cannot replace the queen. Come on now. Superwoman. Can't do that.
Well, speaking of amazing women, Mary coming in from Uganda. I mean, gosh, I love Saturdays because it's so much more international.
Yes.
It really is. It's just really
Yes.
nice to talk to people.
Yes. Well, right after this, so I'm excited about one thing really quick. I'll share my personal. Doing my photo shoot for my brand after
Mm.
this, and I'm so excited. So shout out to you, Tanya Everhart. Oh my gosh, and Brand Face. We love you. Thank you so much for just giving me clarity and helping me on this journey. You guys are amazing. So, with that said, let's give a couple of shout outs to our sponsors. How about that? Who
Ooh,
is our
well,
first one?
well,
Without them,
should we be shocked at all that this would be our first one?
I don't think so. Plus, he loves the attention, right? He loves the attention.
Some needy baby, greedy baby indeed. Okay, shout out
Yes.
Mike Ashabronner, Hounds
Yeah,
of
come on.
Business.
Yeah,
Uh,
so you can go ahead and talk so we can go into the town hall as well.
yeah,
So
I was
yeah.
just gonna say, so every 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Wednesdays,
Yeah.
it's a great opportunity to just chat with chat with folks. It's casual, it's lighthearted, it's definitely down home in that wonderful redneck vibe. And for those that are curious as to, like, what is up with this Hounds of Business? Why do you people say I'm with the Hounds? Like, why do you want to be part of a pack? Like, why would you want to call yourself a dog? Whatever. And here's the deal. First off, it's not the first time I've been called a dog. But anyway, oh wait, hold on, wait. All right.
Gosh.
June 29th, though. So there have been so many questions by so many people asking, what is the Hounds community all about? And so we've kind of, been coaching Mike on saying, get your what together, my friend. And really let's make this more formalized so people really understand what this is. So June 29th, which is this Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, there's going to be a community town hall. And literally it's going to be Mike discussing what the Hounds is, what the community is all about, and the future of the Hounds, because it's growing so fast and it's international
Yes.
and it's as all things with all growth, there's going to be some adjustments to make sure that we're true to our roots, but also serve the needs of the greater group, right? So there's going to be some really exciting things discussed on the 29th. And so everyone, if you're interested, I'll put the links down in the comments and hope to see everyone there. And yeah, the Hounds means business, guys. You're on mute.
Oh Jesus, yeah, that was on me. I said definitely the pack means business. And, we definitely want to see you there because this is going to be an amazing turn for the community. And if you want to hop on now, right now is the time. So lovely to see you guys there. But yeah, so that's awesome. Shout out to you, Mike. And thank you so much for doing all this for us. Without you and your support and your constant nurturing, we would not be here. So I appreciate you.
Legit, legit.
Yay! All
Awesome.
right. Oh, how sweet of a moment. I love these sweet moments. I know I'm already sweet, but man, be my blessing obviously makes it even sweeter. I already finished my first one. Yes, I did. I put it in my tea. I've been drinking tea lately. Have you noticed that? I don't know if I told you that. But
No.
I'm a coffee drinker, but I've been drinking more tea lately, trying to get all the antioxidants and be zenny with, like Sin Sandwich over there, Marguerite. Shout out to you. But yes, so be my blessing. Oh my gosh. The sweet part of this right here. It's great for corporate gifting. Look at that gift box. Look how it comes. And so I have mine back there. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's empty already. So my
Good.
second box is in on the way. I'm just like, I cannot wait for it to come here because it's so delicious, guys. But the sweeter part of this deal is that 100% of the proceeds when you purchase one of these boxes goes to charity. And this is one of the main things that I love about Michael Carr. Michael Carr, shout out to you and thank you so much for, just including us, the Hounds, including me in this thoughtful gifting opportunity for so many individuals and for the actual charity. The story behind it, it's amazing. So, guys, check it out. There is a QR code. Thank you so much, producer extraordinaire,
Oh goodness. Well, I
for
will
popping
add.
up.
Do want to add? Okay, for anyone that is concerned about expiration date on food, honey is the only one that doesn't expire. It doesn't go bad. So even if it crystallizes, all you gotta do is reheat it a little bit.
Yeah. Bam. There
Yeah,
you go.
it's
Tricks, right?
It's from nature. And of course, Dr. Sagre would probably just agree with me, or he'd probably add asterisks because that's what doctors do. But hey, they allegedly say if you do suffer from allergies, consuming local honey is
Mhm.
also something that will help you along to kind of, don't make you so sneezy wheezy.
There
So,
you
guys,
go.
scan the QR code. And for those that don't understand what a QR code is, what the hell that thing is just take your phone and just line it up to your screen there.
Like
And
so. There we
like
go.
so.
So I'm going to do it right now so y'all can see. And it pops up the link, and you just say show link, and
Woohoo!
voila. There you
Voila,
go.
voila.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. We're learning together, guys. If you haven't seen the QR code, this is an amazing new,
It's a
advancement.
toy.
It's a toy. Yes,
It's a
it is
toy
a
for
toy.
us.
All right. Well, speaking of amazingness, who is our next sponsor? I know our guests behind back. They're like, oh my gosh, these ladies. What did I get myself into?
I know. Hey, look, but full disclosure, everyone that is a sponsor, they have actually contributed graciously, but they're
Yes.
also a lot of 'em are Hounds members. So just throwing it out there, Hounds members, we all support each other from a business perspective. But Tausi, girl, it's in our boxes, like behind us, right? Like, what?
Where am I? It's right here. See, I changed my setup. I don't know if you
I
noticed.
saw that.
Yeah, I feel like I can breathe. I can breathe. Just like, not having back pain. You can feel like you can breathe. And Towsy has done that for me, y'all. Janice Shokri and Towsy Brands. Towsy, thank you so much for giving me the actual like liberty to sit up straight and, like support my back and breathe. Because girl, after my accident, I'm telling you, I had so much pain and I couldn't just sit right. And so with them, with Towsy, I've been able to do it. So thank you so much, Janice. And she's spreading her love, man. I'm telling you, there's
Oh,
always there's always a QR code or a discount. I'm sorry, there's always a discount for hounds, and people, who are aware of it. So there you go. Practice your QR code scanning skills. Wow, I didn't butcher that.
ooh, that was
Wow.
I was like, yeah.
Wow. I impressed myself today. Oh my gosh. I've had too much tea. Blame it on the honey.
No, hey, no, don't blame it on anything, girl. Like, hey, we're just normalizing being like amazing. That's all. Right.
Yes.
So, oh my gosh.
Normalizing being amazing and authentic. I
So
like that.
So
Hmm.
just real quick, for those that are curious, it's a pillowcase, and what it is, it's already pre-formed in a way that you can rest your neck and give yourself neck support and give yourself back support for like lumbar. So, and a lot of practical use cases, obviously for those that are laying down, if you're not feeling well, or what I say for is professionals. If you're traveling a lot, this thing is really portable, friendly, and it's much nicer and more comfortable than those darn like inflatable donut things that go around your neck. So
What are
definitely
they called,
out.
anyways? I don't even know.
Oh yeah, no, not fun, not fun. So okay, Talcy pillowcase special. Type in hounds under promo code and you will get a discount. You will get a discount for it. And of course it supports a great cause, you guys. So anyway, on that note, and then
Yay!
there is
You.
okay, so what we're talking about is Brilliant Beam Media. I am a sponsor as well. So I do production, all things digital content, whether it's a live stream, podcast, digital content for social media specifically. We will do a social media engagement and management for that content. So I'm not a marketing agency per se in that broad sense. I'm more of a niche down outsource for all things if you want to do podcast streaming, etc. So because of this and because of the mission of Brilliant Being Media. As Raquel and I like to say, we are all sources of our own lights, and sometimes it gets dimmed at times. But if we do a Care Bear Power Stereo combination, you combine each other's strengths, you lift each other up, all ships rise with the tide. And in line with that philosophy, I've created a community events calendar. So whether you're hounds or not, etc., come talk to me. Happy to add your content up here. Think of it as a LinkedIn specific focused calendar of events that you can just click on and check out who's going on. And
And I
we love
mean,
adding new people.
it has been so helpful because, gosh, how many of our hounds are actually having their own live streams? They're actually going out there and becoming more visible. Like, it's so difficult to keep up, to be honest with you. But this calendar of events right here has really, really helped me narrow it down. So I make sure that I pop up and support all my friends who are doing amazing things out there on LinkedIn. So, yay. Thank you so much, Brilliant B Media, for helping us with that. And thank you so much, Sia.
No, no, my pleasure, my pleasure. And again, this is not anything like I don't produce half of these shows, by the way. This is just my way of saying, look, I can support you. I do content. Miles will support our fellow content creators, and I'm happy to do that. So, on that note, why do I care, and why should you care? Oops,
Ooh, ooh,
did you
ooh.
did you swipe it?
Mm-mm.
That was
Mm-mm.
weird. Oh my gosh, this
Ooh.
app is killing me today. All right, so reason being is now what I've done is take it to another level is I'm fully aware of the fact that with my agency and what we do in this firm is we don't do everything. So but we get a lot of clients usually in the S&B space, businesses saying, look, I have So I need to outsource certain marketing things. Can you guys take care of that for me? And or some of us are some of the businesses I work with don't have a marketing department, and so they ask us to fill in a lot of those things that they help, whether it's web development, etc. I don't do that personally, but I do know a ton of people. So this lighthouse community is my curated group of individuals where I know that if my company can't do it, I am happy to refer others to you to help you grow your business, etc. So a huge group of resources available in the Lighthouse community. And that is, again, a lot of Hounds members and not necessarily Hounds members. This is kind of my personal thing, but I'm here to support everyone. So that's why Raquel, your connection corner matters to me because so many of your guests are now in that group. So
Absolutely. And not only just, it's just from different industries. And that's the beauty of it as well. It encompasses so many different industries, expertises, and man, we learn from one another. It sounds so cliche at the end of the day, but it is the truth. We are that epitomize, like we epitomize what a community and a true definition of a community is when we collaborate together. So I love it. I love it. And I'm also ready to like show love to our guests because I know they've been patiently waiting backstage.
I
Thank you
know.
guys. we
I think
we
we're a record, girl. 16 minutes.
we
Usually,
are. We usually go over 20. So
I
yay for
know.
us. Oh
I know.
my
Wait.
gosh.
For us, and also I'll do the applause while we bring our guests on.
Yes.
Hey guys.
Hey, good
Oh
morning.
my goodness. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Thank you so much for being here. You see, it's so fun because this is Jordyn and Jordyn, but for sake of, it reminds me of Adriana and Adriana last time, right? So we're going to call Jordyn Burk J for the rest of the show. So everybody just know that. And then Jordyn Curley will be Jordyn. So welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. How
Thank you
are
for
you?
having us.
Hey. Hi,
You're
thanks for having us.
absolutely. Jordyn was probably like, "Oh my gosh, when are these ladies gonna hush?" That's what you get when you come to the show. We chit chat.
I love it.
We give, we send out love. We do just do everything. So, but anyhow, so let us know a little bit about you and the amazing things that you're doing. I'm excited about this topic and to dive into it today. So we'll start with the ladies first. Jordyn.
Yeah. If anybody caught the show, how long ago was that now, Raquel?
It's been about 5-6 weeks, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. So if you caught the show 5-6 weeks ago, I talked briefly about Kelly and Friends, the new animated show that's in development. And today I'm really excited because not only are we going to talk about it some more, get a little more in depth, but we have Jordyn Burk with us, who is the creator of the book series that the show is based after.
Oh my
So
gosh,
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, and he has an amazing name, I have to say.
Well, isn't that a fantastic segue to your introduction, Mr. J? Isn't that so awesome? Oh
Mr.
my
J.
god.
Love it.
Mr. J.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So I'm Jordyn Burk, and I'm from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And so for about 14 years, right? For about 14 years, I took care of my Uncle Kelly, who you can see right there in the little photo, who had Down syndrome. And Kelly was one of my best friends. And during that season, I just learned so much more about life because everything kind of slows down when you're taking care of someone, when you're a caregiver, and you learn to enjoy those like little moments that you normally would just like bypass through because life is so crazy, right? And so when Kelly passed away at 64, which is amazing age for someone with Down syndrome, which meant he lived like this long and happy life. But when he passed away, there's like this hole in my heart because he was my whole world for 14 years. And after that, I was just kind of like, now what? And so I decided to write my first children's book. And so I have my very first book. Actually, I have a copy of it right here.
Yay. Yay.
And now I go into schools and I talk to kids about Down syndrome, and I talk to them about our differences. And I try to, basically just open their eyes that there's so much more to our world than what they have just around them. And
Mhm.
by teaching kids about Down syndrome, hopefully it'll give them the opportunity that if they meet someone or come across someone with Down syndrome, they can have, that great friendship and relationship like I had with my uncle.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for giving us a glimpse of the story really behind the inspiration of your books and your series. But I must ask because this is very unique for me. How did you two meet? It's just like, Jordan and Jordan, Jordan and Jordan. So just
That's
please. please let us know.
So
It's one of my favorite stories. I'm going to start it, Jordyn, just because I want to make sure that you start at the right place.
Okay.
Jordyn was trying to get a connection to Kelly Clarkson. So to this day, if anyone watching has a connection to Kelly Clarkson,
Yeah.
Jordyn Burk he'll give you $1 million, maybe not $1 million, but like he would be more than happy. So
hey, Jay, I'll DM you.
Okay.
Oh, Jordyn, your dreams might come true.
Right.
So that's where it started. I'm gonna let Jordyn take it from here because I think that's just such an amazing start to the story because I have nothing to do with Kelly Clarkson yet. He found me.
Hold on, Jordyn. Hold on, Jordyn, beautiful. For some odd reason, you're clicking.
Oh, I think
you're clicking on your audio now.
Is it still clicking?
Yeah. Can you change up your audio setting?
I will. I'll let Jordyn talk while I change it.
We're going to move Jay over for a second while you get that fixed.
Cool.
So, okay. Hey, Jay, how you doing?
How you doing, Jay? Hey, you guys,
good.
First of all, before you dive into, you guys are in the same city. That is so awesome. Small
that is
world.
crazy.
Next
I
door
actually live
cities.
in Craig Ranch, so you're like right beside me.
Oh, I'm literally right beside you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm not stalker or anything. We'll grab some coffee and
I'm low key a stalker of Kelly Clarkson. That's kind of how this whole story goes because I grew up in Burleson. So for those who don't know, that's where Kelly's from.
Okay.
And she went to my mom's school. My mom's a school teacher. And so I joined LinkedIn and I signed up for the monthly subscription where you can write anyone you want that even if you don't have a connection to them, right? And I started going, and if they had Kelly Clarkson on their resume, I just would like slide into I don't think it's their DM, but their messages and be like, hey, I'm Jordyn Burk. I have this really amazing book that you should know about. And do you know who else would really like to know about this book? Kelly Clarkson. And so I was going and I literally wrote like hundreds of people that day. I mean, if they just brought her a Kleenex on stage, I was writing them. And so I'm, DMing all these people and I see a show that Jordyn's been working on like pop up off to the side. It has nothing to do with Kelly Clarkson. But because I'm an artist, I saw the animation and was like, well, that's cool. I like that. So I clicked on it and I started reading about it. And I thought, you know what? I could see Kelly and Kelso becoming a show and like something like similar animation, whatever. So I find the producer, Jordyn Curley, and I message her. Has nothing to do, again, nothing. And I love Jordyn, but at that moment, it was nothing special. Like it was just like cut and paste, move on, cut and paste, move on. And when Jordyn wrote me something that I think the thing that stood out the most, and this is a compliment to her and her character, is she didn't ask for free products. Because so often when I talk to people, they're like, we love what you're doing. Send us free stuff. And what caught me off guard with Jordyn is as we were talking, my phone buzzed and I saw that she was at my, my online store. And she was purchasing everything. And that spoke wonders to me of who she is as a person. And I'm not going to lie, that was the prettiest package I've ever wrapped up. I was like steaming the tissue paper because I was like, this needs to look legit, right?
Did you just say steaming the tissue paper?
Yeah.
I love that.
And I even like sealed it with like a Kelly and Kelso sticker. Like it was legit. It was nice.
Oh, that's hella cool. That's really hella cool.
Yeah, I see how you're trying to hype him backstage over here, Syya. You're gonna give him a heart attack.
Right?
Yeah, don't say hey, by the way, when I texted you, do not say a fucking word.
Like freaking out.
Yeah, don't repeat that. It's
that's like top secret stuff.
But oh my gosh, well, thank you so much, guys, for sharing that story. That's so amazing. Jordyn, let's see how you sound now. Oh,
mute.
On. Yeah,
wait, let's get you off mute. Wait.
Are you better?
No.
Is it better? Is it working better?
No. That was the same. It's the crackling. It's like somebody's popping.
Oh, put me back on mute. And
okay.
It's all the pop rocks.
All right.
So it's totally pop rock lock in there right now. Sorry, beautiful.
It's crack-a-lacking and it's all good. We'll get it together. But okay, well, Mr. J, let's get you back on this. Hi, Susanna, everybody. So we got a little bit exposed to the story, of the animation part and also of Kelly and Friends. Last time that Jordyn was here, and I'm telling you, people loved it. People adored it. They were like, I cannot wait to hear more about it. I cannot wait to dive more into it. So please let us know what. I know you were a caregiver for your uncle for 14 years. How how amazing. Let me say that it is quite an honor. I am in the caregiving world, right? And
Okay.
I see, I've done it myself, but I also have managed individuals in their families. So I know so much that
You
goes into.
understand it. Yeah.
I completely understand it. So this to me really, really went to my core. So tell us a little bit more about how the journey started for you. Dive deep as much as you
Yeah.
can because so many people will benefit from this.
So what's crazy is it's really fresh right now, all the memories and stuff, because I'm working on a chapter book that talks about my uncle's life and the impact he had. Because here he was, this man from a little town of 300 up near Plainview, Texas. And then, he had a disability, and you're looking at Kelly and you're like, how could he impact so many people? But he did. It was like this ripple effect on his life. And so going back, I'm having to like dredge up all these like memories that I had tried to push down, especially towards the end when we brought in hospice and stuff. And it's been really healing the writing process. I know there was like 2 days where I just cried straight because I was like, I forgot about some of this stuff or really tried hard to forget. But
Hmm.
back to like some of the happier memories. When I was a kid, I remember going out to West Texas and visiting my grandparents and visiting Kelly. And that was what I lived for in the summer. I didn't do summer camps. It was like you can go to camp or you can go stay with your grandparents. Well, Kelly was with my grandparents, so that was a no-brainer. And I would like dress him up and turn his hat to the side and like we do
Aw.
like, new kids on, like all the dances, like, boys to men, all that. So Kelly was like my partner in crime, right?
Yeah.
Even though my grandparents didn't always love the way I like would dress them up, because we both look like just thugs running around Plainview, Texas. um,
That's funny.
but no, it makes for some good memories. And
Yes.
so growing up, I always really wanted them to move to the Metroplex, the Dallas Fort Worth area,
Hmm. Hmm.
because I just wanted them to be a part of my everyday life and not just somebody I see twice a year around the holidays.
Gotcha.
And so as time happens and grandparents grow old like they do, my grandfather passed away, and Kelly really struggled with this person that he had loved and felt like he was, his protector was gone, right? And my dad kind of stepped into that role for Kelly.
Hmm.
And so they would come visit, and I'm like a early, like my preteens, and Kelly would come to Dallas, he'd visit. And then my grandmother noticed that there's this huge turnaround in his personality. Like he just seemed to really love the Dallas area. He loved being around family, and they realized that it was going to be a good move for them to come be closer to family. And
Hmm.
so that's kind of when Kelly moved into our home. And then over time, obviously, we were already best friends, but
Yeah.
over time, I kind of stepped into that role of caregiver as he got older.
All right.
And so there's just this real deep connection between the two of us. We both love food. So there you go. Dallas
Hmm.
area, especially the Beltline Addison area, there's like 1,000 something restaurants.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
And
it used to be called the highest percentage of restaurants to population like in the United States at one point. You
yeah,
guys,
it's insane.
there was no
And burgers,
Wow.
supermarkets there.
no, it was like taco shops and hamburgers and just like you imagine, So Kelly and I would eat at like all the restaurants. He loved going to the movies, all this stuff you don't get to do in a town of 300.
No.
And so, but
Oh
no, I
my
really loved my
gosh.
time with them.
And it sounds like it was incredible for both in the sense of enrichment, right? And I believe you touched on a very important point that most of the individuals who have different abilities, I'm going to say politically correct, right? But who have different abilities, one of the factors that really affects them is the fact that we don't understand in the general population, and what we don't understand, we usually just put ourselves back away from it, and we alienate, we ostracize, we just we don't engage, we don't get involved, and that's a beautiful thing that you did try to be inclusive. And we need to, as a community, as humanity, we need to learn how to be a little bit more inclusive. So tell us, how exactly are you doing that with what you're doing with what your story and in the books?
So, step back to when Kelly, lived with me, we would go to
Hmm.
Target and we would go to the park and kids would come up and ask questions, right? And some parents were okay with that. And then some parents would like drag their kid off and be like, shh, don't point, don't, and I love questions because it gives us the opportunity to have a teaching moment, right? So whenever I
Exactly.
started my book series, I was like, this is perfect. So now when we go into schools, I read my book, I share some of my favorite Kelly stories, and then we do like a Q&A. And the questions that kids come up with, sometimes they're off the wall because they're kids, but some of them are really profound. And that's one of my favorite parts of the visiting schools and centers and stuff like that, is getting the feedback from the children and what their minds are thinking. And it just gives me an opportunity too of, well, if they don't already know this and maybe their questions are something I didn't cover in my book, maybe this is an idea for a future book, or maybe a cartoon, or we can cover some things that I feel like kids should know at an early age.
Absolutely. And I know you just mentioned cartoons, so I wanted to see if Jordyn is available already. Is she? Oh, wait, muted. Okay. No.
2, 3, 4. Is this better? Is it coming through better for you?
No.
Still crackling like it.
Exactly.
What on earth is up? I'm so sorry, everybody. I am
You're good.
on the road.
Okay.
Hell, not my normal setup.
Okay. Well, maybe
You know what? Turn off. I hate to say this, Jordyn, because you're beautiful, but can you turn your video off and let's see maybe if it's a bandwidth issue? So you can keep talking, but yeah, just turn off the video.
Yeah.
I know. Oh my gosh, poor thing.
I know. She wanted me to do all the talking. She could have just said so.
Right? Jordyn, are you there?
Right, can you guys hear me?
No. I mean, yes, we can hear you, but it's still crack-a-lacking.
All right.
So
I'm going to completely leave. I have another device I can log into. My camera will be a little less quality, but it should be better.
All right. We'll be here for you,
All right.
darling.
awesome. We'll hold down the fort. All right, love.
It happens.
Well, oh my gosh. So, like I said, these things happen, guy. It is okay. The good thing about it is that we have a lot of show left still. So I'm sure she'll pop back in here and give her story. So, but this is amazing. I'm so inspired, right? Because you mentioned how kids really just blurt out what they say or what they think. And, they don't have a filter because it's that part of the innocence. And when they come across something that they don't know, they're obviously going to question. And since they don't have filters, it may come across as, being rude or impolite but that's where we as parents, I believe in adults in general, we need to equip ourselves with tools, devices to be able to guide them. Exactly. So, and I know that one of your book series certainly does that. So, and so I encourage everybody, make sure that you reach out to Jordyn and get some of those books because they're amazing. I love the educational part of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was just going to say, Jay, I'm like, there's no excuse for me not to have your book apparently. So I will definitely have to get it because you can't really see right now, but like, I have make myself bigger. I have my book collection of all of our wonderful hounds that have published over time. And so we'd love to add you to that mix, my friend.
Kelly Kelso in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we will.
Yeah. I have plenty of space over here. So featuring ours.
I love that. I do love your setup. It is hella cool.
Great.
I knew I was just like, I have to do something different. I know we're getting so many creators to come to the show now. So I want to be able to have everybody's stuff displayed because this is what we do. We give back to the community. We support one another, especially people who have amazing, amazing gifts and messages for the world. Like Mr. J. I'm going to call you Mr. J from now on.
I love it.
From now on, we would have to get together for sure whenever I drive up to Dallas.
100%.
Like, no joke. Hey, maybe we could collab on something. That would be awesome.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm here for it.
Look at this. Okay, so we were talking about how kids, they really just blurt out things and say things. So the devices that you use, the tools that you have created, right? How that helps us as individuals, like older adults, to guide them, right? To nurture that. So tell us a little bit about that part.
So it's funny. There was a season where my truck was down and I was having to Uber back and forth. And the way I would cover the cost of my Uber drives is I would try to sell the driver a book. And I had my sales pitch down to it was perfection, right? I could usually sell 7 out of 10 drivers a book. And then there were some drivers that as they were talking to me, I was like, you know what? It's on me. Educate yourself. And, but no, it's crazy how many adults don't know, what Down syndrome is or what causes Down syndrome or, so even when I'm talking to these parents, especially if the child is typical, they have no clue. So they're learning along with their child, especially if they're reading the book, right before bed or something. They're sitting there and they're reading and they're learning things as well. So that's really exciting to know that it's not just educating children. There's adults that are learning, along the way as well.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you brought that part up, because I remember when I was growing up, my parents didn't really equip me, and
Mhm.
obviously, as a normal child, I would just be like, "Oh, what is wrong with that
Yeah.
person?" I didn't know better, but growing up and actually starting to educate myself that we have different abilities. There's so many individuals out there who have different capabilities that sometimes, like I said, it's a superpower. They see things, they see the world sometimes the way we can't even see it. So it's one of those things that it really helps. It really helps when you are able to tap into another source of education,
Well,
another source.
I feel like it's hard for kids to embrace someone who's different if they don't understand why they're different. So if we can explain it in such a way that it takes the scary out of something new, then
Hmm.
I really feel like it's beneficial.
Yes, no, no, for sure. I would, like I said, I was relating it back to my story, and so how I wasn't equipped, and saying, "Oh my gosh, how am I going to teach my kids that?" So when I started working with individuals who have different disabilities, whether they're physical, mental, or psychological, right? In the
Mhm.
12 years that I was in home health and the caregiving realm, I really began to say, how can I empower individuals to actually start educating themselves about this, because with the families that are going through it, of course they know, they educate themselves,
Mhm.
but they know, but the general public, we don't know how to do this. So things like this, specifically us learning it and then actually passing it down to the kids. So I know that my kids, at least that's one of the proudest mama moments that I have, is that I know that I'm equipping my children
I
with
love that.
the compassion, with being right empathy, and actually being embracing diversity, and being inclusive, because now when we go out to the parks or we go elsewhere, they know that yes, that person may not look like us, or that person may not behave a certain way, or they may have a different ability, but why wouldn't we include them in activities? Why would I want to play with them? Let's go play. Let's go. So they want to engage. And that's where I says it's a proud mama moment, because it was passed down.
Yeah,
I taught that. And in doing so, I know they're going to go out there and duplicate and replicate that effort. So I think it's just fantastic.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Go ahead.
One of the things I was probably the most excited about is when we came out with my very first Kelly book. I wrote the Kelly character to be exactly like my uncle because it was inspired by Kelly. And so my uncle is nonverbal, and he would say things like "Happy birthday," or he had these like little catchphrases he would say, right? And I started going to these
Mhm.
schools, and these children with Down syndrome would come up to me, and they're either in Boy Scouts or they're accomplishing all these amazing things, and they're carrying on these like full conversations with me and telling me about their like lives. And that's when I realized there's the Down syndrome community is so large, and that I wanted to include another character with Down syndrome that required less care than my uncle did. And
Mhm.
so in my second book, you get to meet Cosmo. And I love Cosmo because he has Down syndrome, but here he is. He works at the planetarium. He knows all about the stars and the planets, and he knows all these fun facts. And he takes the kids on this like big adventure. And it gave me the opportunity to keep Kelly, which we're even trying to do. We're doing that in the show, which I absolutely love that. And we're trying to keep the Kelly characters close to Kelly as possible. And then if we want to introduce somebody who requires less care, like Cosmo, we can. And so it gave me the opportunity to give everybody an opportunity to feel like represented.
Absolutely. Do we have Jordan back?
Yes.
Yay!
Woo!
Yay. No popping and locking.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Oh,
my goodness.
applause.
Like, enjoy this moment. Everyone enjoy this moment. Hello, Jordyn. Welcome to the show.
Hey again. Yeah, I have to say what's really awesome about what Jordyn's doing is, like he said, it's not only about showing the world kind of the diversity that lives within the Down syndrome community, because it is vast, but the diversity that lives everywhere in the world. And I mean, part of the series, Kelly and friends that we're creating, I mean, we're even going to explore differences in culture, differences in economic status. Like I remember as a kid, I went to a private school where like the unofficial like slogan was, "If you ain't Dutch, you ain't much," because it was like
Wow.
unofficial, but the school was primarily filled with white Dutch people. And
Okay.
I don't know if I've told you or not, I'm Puerto Rican. And so my friends in school were were all of my African American friends and the other Jewish girl who was in class. And so, I mean, I've seen kind of firsthand, even growing up, how within especially a smaller community, kids can be really ostracized. And so I think what's really awesome about what we're doing is not only showing the differences with people who have special needs, which obviously, you know, they need to be included, they need to be highlighted. We need to make sure that just as kids, they're being educated in our physical differences, but then all types of differences that exist in the world, because we're all individuals. Like Jordyn said, once he like kind of started going into schools and interacting with other people who had Down syndrome, he realized like, oh, not everyone's like my Uncle Kelly. You know, there's a vast kind of spectrum of people even within the Down syndrome community. And
Oh,
Did she freeze?
oh no.
Oh
Guys,
no.
oh,
I jinxed it. I shouldn't have
But-
posted the welcome backs. Whoopsie.
oh, there she goes.
Oh, Jordyn.
oh no, like
I might have jinxed you, girl.
But you know the beauty of it though is usually when people freeze, that we freeze at like the frame. Syya, you know, the other day I was like,
Oh,
At least, yeah, at least it was like a pretty frame.
she's
Yeah.
like this.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm having so much fun, y'all. No,
Oh my God,
this
this is
we're
great.
gonna have to do a real one, like no joke. This is awesome. But to what Jordyn was saying, absolutely. I mean, we have to start if we haven't done so and continue educating in a very this term edutainment, educational and entertaining way,
Yeah.
right?
Edutainment.
Right, edutainment. And you guys y'all seem to have married those two in such a fantastic, harmonious way. So tell us a little bit more about the cartoon aspects, about the videography, animation part of it, Jordyn.
Yeah. All right. So in the show itself, we actually have 5 main characters. Kelly from the book series Kelly and Kelso is our lead. And what's really awesome about Kelly is that he's modeled, like Jordyn said, after the real Kelly in real life. So this will be the first cartoon to feature a child with Down syndrome as the lead character, not as a side character, not as a one-off, not as like, but literally the lead character. And you're like, but how do you have a lead character who's nonverbal? We can definitely show that kind of leadership quality and charismatic quality that the real Kelly had that made people want to interact with him and want to be his friend. But in the series, we have a little girl named Gentilly who has vitiligo, and Gentilly is basically like she's kind of like Kelly's co-pilot or Kelly's interpreter. And she kind of helps other kids kind of understand what exactly Kelly wants. And so she's one of the leaders in the group along with Kelly. And she's from New Orleans. We have a little girl who has autism, and her name is Cece, and Cece's from Mexico. We also have a little boy who was born in China without his legs. His name is Sugi, and Sugi was adopted by an African-American family here in the United States. And all of these kids have just such fantastic personalities. Like Sugi is super funny, super crazy. Like everyone loves him. Everyone wants to be his friend. Cece, she's an inventor. She's really smart, but she suffers, quote unquote. I mean, something we all suffer with, which is when you fail, you kind of completely get down on yourself and you think, that's it. My whole life is a failure because I failed this one time. So through her, like our kids will learn that it's okay to fail. You learn from your failures, you move on, you pick up your life, and you say, all right, what can I do differently next time? Age group is for keeping questions out. So the books, Jordyn, I'll let you speak to that, but for the show, it really ranges from about kindergarten to 2nd grade. Jordyn, would you say it's about the same for the books?
Yeah, about the same for the books. Whenever I go into schools, it's usually, pre-K, it's harder for me to hold their attention unless I'm like singing and dancing, but usually kindergarten to 2nd grade. So
do you sing and dance?
I do when the B.I. Bye song comes on.
Oh
my gosh.
You just reminded me. So what's awesome about the book series that we're going to incorporate into the show as well, Jordyn contracts with people, and every book comes with a custom song. And they're free to download. So actually, if you go on our on our website, you can see at the top, I think there's a songs tab, and that will bring you over to the free songs. And I have to tell you, okay, kids' songs can be really annoying and obnoxious and repetitive, and you don't want to listen to them more than once. That's not the case with these songs. Like, I actually like listen to them and like jam out to them. Like, they're
Oh
really,
my God.
really good.
I'm
Yeah.
already thinking of like a series of the Hounds doing Kelly and Friends.
Oh my
Syya.
God, we need
I
to.
just think that
Absolutely.
would be amazing, a way of collaboration
Love
and
it.
spreading the message, not only in an entertainment way, but educating, right? And I know you said the books, and Jay, you can talk about this, but the books are from kinder to second grade. But
Mhm.
I mean, I think all of us could learn, don't you think?
100%.
Well, and honestly, like I was saying, when parents sit down at bedtime and what's funny is I'm just as long-winded when I write as I am when I talk. So parents are like, our kids choose your books because they're so long and they can stay up later past their bedtime. Um, but no, what I love is when kids are reading these books with their parents, the parents are learning stuff as well. And I just grew up with Kelly, so I just assumed everybody knew what Down syndrome was. And then when I would meet my friends, they would ask me questions. They're like, "Oh, well, is it similar to being like, autistic, or like could diabetes, be the cause?" And I'm just like, like, no, that's cute. I'm
Diabetes be the
sorry.
cause?
Yeah, yeah. And I've actually had children ask me that same question, and I'm like, no, that's not how it works. Let's read my book one more time. So
Well, and in the back of your book, which is something that anyone who's interested in the series can it would be great for you to know. In the back of the book is a series of questions and answers. And it's like what Jordyn's saying, and Jordyn will pull up the book and show you, is Down syndrome contagious? Just because Kelly has it, does that mean his parents have it? And the whole point is that it's okay to ask those questions. It's okay for kids to be curious about those who are different. Like we need to allow our kids to explore and ask those questions, and not kind of just usher them away and be like, oh no, don't stare, don't look, don't like engage. That's exactly the opposite of what we need to be doing with our kids.
Right. And no, it encourages those
Yeah.
bonds of connection and actually conversation that sometimes as parents, I don't know if you guys are a parent, but I'm a mom. Sometimes there's some topics that are really, really difficult to talk to kids about because you don't know if it's kid appropriate, if you're saying the right words, the appropriate words. So having those type of questions at the end of the book actually does nurture and encourage those conversations to happen. So definitely a great way to get, I mean, pretty much stir the pot, but in a very positive way where it would lead for people to, grow, educate themselves, and actually put those things into practice, right? What you do in the
100%.
book. So become more inclusive, embrace diversity. Because I mean, it's so beautiful when you embrace diversity. You get to see so many different things from different angles, and I think that's one of the main reasons my young adulthood, when I was out there, it's like devouring the world. I loved it because I surrounded myself with so many individuals from different walks of life, and it nurtures to the growing spirit. So I get to I tend to get long-winded as well, Jay. So so you're welcome home.
yes,
What's so
chatty
funny
buddies.
is Jordyn and I will get into like a Zoom call and be like, oh, we just need to talk about something real quick. 5 hours later, we're
Yes.
still talking.
Yes,
Mhm.
her husband's like, feed me already.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny.
There's one other aspect that I want to talk about with the show, and a lot of people might be curious why all of these little kids have stuffed animals in their hands.
Oh, yes.
So a big element of the show is, and now, I don't know, Syya and Raquel, if you guys know this or not, there is a plush world where all the plush stuffed animals live. I don't know if you're aware of that already.
Oh my gosh.
It's a fact. And in this plush world, all the plush animals go to Plush Academy, where the koala that Kelly is holding, Professor Kelso Koala, is the lead professor at Plush Academy. And he teaches all of the plushies, if you're familiar with the fruits of the spirit, or love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So he teaches them good morals. He teaches them how to work with others who are different. And the plushies graduate. And when they graduate, they are assigned a child in the real world to be the protector of. And so they kind of appear to kids in mysterious ways. Like Kelly finds Kelso on the floor of his treehouse. He doesn't know where he came from. A child might receive a plushie as a gift at a birthday party, but there's no from. Maybe when they're cleaning out the closet, they find a stuffy that they didn't realize was ever there before. And these stuffed animals come to life, and they work with the kids to help to be more inclusive of other kids who are different. And the kids, through the power of their smartwatches that you also see on their wrist, connect with each other and travel the world. And they fight something that's called surly slime, which it's invisible to us because we're just regular humans. But our kids can see them because they have specialized goggles. And surly slime was developed by a plushie who did not graduate Plush Academy. And he is kind of a little bit of a jerk, and he wants to turn all kids mean. He wants to turn the whole world into people who don't include others, into people who are bullies, and that's his mission. So he spreads this surly slime on individuals. He spreads it on communities. He spreads it on families. And so our kids know that the only way to fight surly slime is through inclusion, love, and acceptance. And so they travel the world to help kids learn these principles through the eyes of themselves, really. And their plush animals come to life to help them through every situation. So that is the premise of the show, and a little bit of behind the scenes into the plush world, which I'm not sure.
Like, I want to watch this show.
I know Syya wants to say something because she was like this. She was like, "Oh my gosh, this is not just for kids. Like, I can totally dig this." Like, you know.
I am legit obsessed right now. I cannot tell you, just hearing you, I'm like, I've got so many ideas running in my head. Like, it's going to be collab time. I don't think you have a choice in this matter. So we're going to have to talk about that. In fact, I was about to text one of our another fellow adjacent hound.
Natalie.
Not Natalie. I was actually thinking of Vicky, who's an IP lawyer. I was about to text her and be like, hey, I'm talking to the creator of the show and I want to use their stuff because I think it's amazeballs. But I haven't finished and hit send yet. But wait, Jordyn, no, seriously, I love, this is such a rich universe you've created. And I love the fact that the plushie world is this, like, it's like a parallel universe, and at the same time of what kids often experience, right? Is their own universe that us adults, we lose the Care Bear Power Star, joy of life and love, or as Mike likes to call it, kindergarten skills, right? We get it over time. So I'm beyond obsessed with this. I'm hella excited. And also, I think I've mentioned, you really need to get connected with Janice, who is the founder of Tausi, and Tracy Lamb. And
yes,
she's got this channel. You're getting connected with her? Okay.
I'm connected with Tracy. We've been in a couple meetings. We're in talks about things. And Janice and I just recently connected on LinkedIn.
Okay, you guys have all got to get connected. And secondly, Jordyn, I noticed, I just have to say it, Disney in the background there. Did you work there, or was that a...
No, so I am what you would call a Disney adult. I love me some old school Disney. This right here is like a Pirates of the Caribbean sign. This is like old Disneyland tickets. So yes, I love me some Disney.
Oh my God.
And what's crazy is, as a kid, I always wanted to work in animation. I wanted to work with art. And then when I started taking care of Kelly, there's just things I didn't pursue. And it never felt like I wasn't chasing or following my dreams. It just, things happen and you take care of family. And so how amazing is it that it wasn't like I put my life on pause, but I did. But it's Kelly that's kind of like surrounding this whole thing that we're doing. And it's like he's almost pushing me into what's going to eventually be our future with working on Kelly and Friends, and which is something I always dreamed of, and I didn't even realize I was putting on the back burner. And so to be able to be a part of something and work in animation, but not just animation, because we could be doing anything, to work on animation that's going to make a difference in kids' lives and make them feel like seen and heard, that's really important to me. Because we could be doing superheroes, we could be doing anything, but the fact that we're choosing to create something that's going to impact kids and like make them feel seen, I couldn't be happier to be a part of this project.
And we couldn't be happier to listen to you talk about that. I mean, just listening to Jordyn's storytelling, I mean, it's just stellar. No, you're in the right industry, girl. You chose well. You're doing what you love. Like, and isn't that a beautiful thing? Like, once you discover your gift and you just want to share it with the world. So gosh, I applaud you and commend you. When you were talking, I was just thinking like all these images. Oh my gosh, we can talk to Natalie and do a coloring book, series, a special edition. Like all these things were just running through my head, and I'm like, slow down, girl, hold on.
That's
But
the problem. Is that there's just so much that you want to do. You kind of have to like, okay, one step at a time. What's the first thing that we need to tackle? And I know that right now a lot of people ask like, oh, how can I be involved? Like, what can I do? Like, I want to support this. The way you can really support us is share the books, buy the books. We have schools in Texas, in Australia, in Poland, in Pennsylvania, who are actually adding the books as part of their curriculum. Jordyn, how big was that order that you got from Texas when they wanted to incorporate the books into the schools?
450 books. And what they did is they sent them out on World Down Syndrome Day, so all these schools could teach on Down syndrome and use it as part of a pack and a kit they received. And so to know that Kelly and Kelso was out there making a difference is so cool. And then I get tagged in these videos where I hear them like playing our music, and they're associating the music with, World Down Syndrome Day and all these cool events. And it's just, as a creator, the feeling. It's so exciting to see people taking what you've created and like running with it. So that's always exciting.
I just got
Jordyn's building a community. I mean, if you guys just Google Jordyn Burk, you'll hear a lot of podcast interviews and read articles based on when the book series first started coming out. And one of my favorite stories, which is actually a terrible story, but it's and I'll tell it very briefly, was that there was a little boy who his father contacted Jordyn, and he was bullied so severely that he had to have stomach surgery, because he was a little boy with Down syndrome, and the bullies forced him to swallow change, nickels and dimes, so much so that he needed surgery for it. And Jordyn's reached out. This was before he was bullied. His dad reached out and just said, like, thank you for the book series. You gave representation to my child. And then when Jordyn just checked in, just kind of felt it on his heart to check in. Hey, how are you doing? He said, I have to let you know, last night, this is what happened. He had to be taken to the emergency room. He's having surgery right now. And so Jordyn rallied his community. Jordyn said, okay, guys, like, this little boy, here's what he's going through. He needs encouragement right now. And he was in the hospital recovering from surgery, refusing to eat anything that the hospital was giving him. And Jordyn's community came together, and it was something like 75 or 70 plus, almost 80 responses that Jordyn got. Videos of encouragement, people getting together with dance troupes and doing dances and encouraging him and saying, like, you've got this, we're here, we're backing you up, we're part of your community. And because of the encouragement that he received through those videos, through social media, people don't realize how powerful social media is. He ate. Yeah. And he recovered. And I mean, there's more to his story as well. It doesn't end there, but without like going into, a whole podcast just about that. It's just really awesome that we can help people through a book, through social media, through forming this community, through educating people on love and acceptance and kindness, just kindness. If everyone in the world was kind, do you know how many problems that would solve?
Right.
Girl, I am like, sign me up, and I'm going to find an investor, because I see so much bigger. This could be so much bigger. It's going to be a movement. It's a movement. That's really what it is, right? And I think the timing is right. I do think that society-wise, I hate to say it, guys, but certain generations are a little bit more open and receptive to looking at different life challenges and journeys, right? So I'm beyond stoked for you guys. Side note, shout out Stephen Ang, where are you? You guys, I need to connect you with him as well, because he's also a librarian out in New York City.
Yes. And he is huge on inclusion and diversity. Huge on that. So my gosh, I know we ran out of time, guys. I cannot believe this hour just went by so fast. We
can talk for another hour, Raquel. We can just
right? 2 hours. Easily.
I wouldn't mind. I love everything you guys have brought to the table. I knew this was going to be jam-packed, and I knew it's going to be amazing. And I hope the audience has walked away with inspiration to actually take action, because this is such an amazing message to get behind and rally behind. Like, I just cannot, I'm literally almost speechless, and that's really hard for me to stop talking. But it's just because I'm so, and when she was talking about the story, I was like, I want to cry. No, no, no. I just thought about Randy. Randy's one of my friends. He's like, Raquel, you cry at anything. And ant walking across, lifting a little piece of leaf, you'll cry. I'm like, yeah, because I'm that emotional. But it's because I feel things. I feel these
Yeah.
feelings and I have compassion. So having said that, guys, I really appreciate you coming here on a Saturday and really just sharing your message because it's so important. It's important for us to continue kindness, continue spreading messages of joy, and above all, education, though. Educating folks is very fundamental for me. So I would like to go around and just pretty much say last thoughts, golden nugget, and then how they can find you. So we'll start with Jordyn.
Cool. Last thoughts. Let's take this from concept. Let's make this a movement. Let's make this a reality. If you want to get involved, please reach out to me. My LinkedIn is right there. It's super simple, Jordyn Curley. Also, if you want to talk about inclusion with your community, with your school, with your kids' school, if you have a co-op and you're doing homeschooling, Jordyn Burk travels across the country and he reads the book series. He talks about inclusion. He talks about acceptance within the Down syndrome community. Let's get connected. Let's make this thing happen because it needs to.
Amen. Let's make it happen, y'all. I mean, that's it. Easier. It's like it's so amazing just to say those things, but actually take the action behind it. So
Exactly.
thank you so much, Jordyn. Jay?
Hey, so you can contact us through kellyandkelso.com. My LinkedIn is not so easy like Jordyn Curley's. But yeah, so if you want to reach me, you can reach me through kellyandkelso.com. One of the things that's so important to me, and I never even planned for this, was that the book became more of a community, like Jordyn said earlier. And so I do travel, I go into schools. And so if you'd love for me to come in and speak to your children or even young adults, I'll come in, we'll do book reading and do a Q&A and just, spread some love and diversity. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much. And like I
Great.
said, we will definitely amplify that message because that's what we're here about. We're about connecting different corners. We're about connecting individuals and amplifying together our voices because we have so much to say. So hang out in backstage as we close out, guys. Thank you so much. Audience, give them a round of applause. Thank them, connect with them, and reach out to them. Let's support one another because again, this is what we're about. Syya, what do you think? Oh my God.
Woo-wee. Do you ever we've had this before where you meet people and you get to know them and then you're like get hella excited and you're like, we need to talk. What else can we do? Okay, oh my, and then before you know it, it just snowballs into this massive thing. Because I say it all the time, all ships rise with the tide. And this is something where it's something that's supportable, right? Where you can actually give of yourself, whether it's time, whether it's money, whatever it might be, maybe making networking connections, etc., just to help move that ball forward. I just absolutely love what Jordan and Jordyn are doing. So
Yes.
yeah, hella
Yes.
excited.
I'm so excited. And I know like your mannerisms already that when you were just listening so intently and just just you're like, oh no, her wheels are turning. I'm like, yes, Sia's wheels are turning. I'm like, I know she's gonna have so many creative ideas after this. So I thank you so much, audience, for being here and for being so supportive. I saw so many of our hounds and so many non-hounds as well. And I love that because this is what it's about, expanding our network, really reaching out worldwide. So shout out Dean LeBay, Natalie, Yolanda, Janice, everybody who showed up, Dr. Constance. I know Leslie Neidick was in Donald Cohen's show, so shout out to you both. I adore you. But we're going to have to do this again, man. I cannot wait to see the progression of what's coming next. Like, this is so unbelievable. Yes, there you go, Hounds of Business. Shout out to you. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. As always, I tell you, lead with kindness. That's one of my heart's language, kindness, love, peace, joy. Spread smiles, spread joy wherever you go. Try to leave wherever you step better than when you found it. I think that is one of the premises that I've always led my life with, in leaving people educated, feeling better, and more than anything, bringing a little bit of smile or joy in their lives. So if you can impart that today, please try to do it every single day, as minor as you can. Just offer a smile. Connect with one another here, and this is Connection Corner. This is what it's about. Remember, I love you guys. We're here for one another. We do rise together, as Syya says, and we're going to be here. Next week, I have an amazing guest. You guys, I cannot wait. We're going to have so much fun next Saturday. So do not want to miss Raquel Connection Corner. So I love you guys. Thank you for staying, tuning in, and be blessed, y'all. I love y'all. All right, let's go. Thanks for joining us, and I hope our chat inspired you to make a new connection. Please like and subscribe, and let's build a great community in our little corner where we get serious business done by injecting fun. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, come back to Raquel's Connection Corner.